Good morning, Gabby.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us on North Scott TV.
We're here today to talk to Gabby about her coaching cycle. She's completed one, and we wanted to share what she learned and how it went, so that everybody had an idea of what a coaching cycle was and how it impacted student learning. So tell us about your coaching cycle. What did you learn, and what were you trying?
Well, I asked Erin Payson to be my coach, and I had a few ideas of different things that I wanted to try, and we narrowed it down to helping me make my formative assessments more effective, specifically shorter and easier to grade, so I could get feedback to the students in a faster turnaround time period. Because what I was finding was I was giving these CFAs, and it would take me several days to grade them. By the time I got them back to the students, the feedback, the time between giving the CFA and the time they got the feedback was too long.
And so from the standpoint that you were struggling with how long it took to give that feedback, to then meeting with Erin and brainstorming strategies, or how did that go, that process, to get to the point where you decided we're going to do this?
I think the whole coaching cycle took me about 4 weeks, but that was because it took me the CFA that we planned together. It took me longer to get to that CFA than I thought it was going to. So really, the coaching cycle probably would have been like 2.5 or 3 weeks total. And we just started with brainstorming ideas. And then she went on her own and gathered resources for me, sent them over to me. We came back together and talked about them and designed the CFA together. And then I gave the CFA, and we met again after I'd given it and graded it and given the students the feedback. And at that point, it took about 4 weeks, but that was the end of the coaching cycle. And it was very effective for me because normally with language arts, a lot of our assessments, all of our assessments pretty much are written. And so grading the students' work takes a while. So she helped me break it down into more of a graphic organizer format, and then I had the students highlight what they thought was their best work, so that it pinpointed for me something very specific to look at and to assess. And then if they didn't have it right on the highlighted portion, I looked at the rest of it as well, everything else that they had written. But I probably ended up grading all of my students' CFAs, and I think I have about 75 students in about half an hour. So it was very effective.
And what was the impact on student learning? Did it have any more positive effect or a negative effect?
I think so, because before what I had been doing was giving a CFA and then kind of moving on maybe to a different skill, or kind of just keep doing practices with the same skill while I graded it. And it just wasn't very effective. We were either being really disjointed by switching skills back and forth all the time, or they were practicing the same skill with less feedback. And so being able to give them that feedback the very next day, they were able to then, we did a revision process, make revisions to your work, and resubmit. And it was also better for me to be able to see where they were at and whether or not we were ready to post-assess too. So it just made the process much more efficient for not only me, but the students learning as well.
Well, thank you very much. Is there anything else you'd like to add as teachers across our building are looking at completing a coaching cycle?
Only that coaching cycle really isn't that bad. It's pretty painless. And in fact, one of the things that I struggle with most as a teacher is taking the time to find the resources. And that's what was so great about working with Erin, is she loves finding resources. And so I just sent her on that hunt for me, and she came back with a lot of stuff for us to look over, and it made the process so much easier. So,
well, thank you for sharing your thoughts and your teaching with us, and we look forward to seeing your new CFA process in action.
Thank
Thanks.
you.